everyone, my name is Zayred, and I would like to welcome you to Mortal Kombat XL. Now, as you've heard me say during my Uncharted playthrough, which just ended, I already had this game completed. The only problem with that is I really despise it. I went back and listened to it beforehand, before posting even the first part, and I just really didn't like how I sound or anything involved with it, so I wanted to start fresh and new with this playthrough. I want to tell you this because, well, there's a bunch of different discrepancies between what I'm going to be doing now and what I did back then. Because during my original playthrough, you heard me talk about how I didn't have all DLC and stuff like that, but now I actually do, thanks to PlayStation, in fact. Because after I was done with that recording, I got like I got like 2 codes for like 10, 20 bucks, I can't remember exactly, and I used those to get all the DLC to this game, along with getting another game, Shantae Half Genie Hero, which I'll either be doing that or Mega Man next. But anyway, let's just pay attention to this for now. Basically, this explains all the stuff that happened in the previous Mortal Kombat games. Well, in this timeline, because there was the original timeline where everything had happened normally. Basically, Mortal Kombat 1 through 4, Deception, Deadly Alliance, Armageddon. I know it was Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon. I'm sorry, I forgot about the order they came in. Armageddon ended everything, then Raiden sent a message back to the past, which kind of fucked up the past because last game was a retelling of the original 3 Mortal Kombat stories.
2 years ago, we beat him.
The only real big difference I can think of is that Scorpion hates Sub-Zero a hell of a lot more in it, because if you go back and never pay attention to like the old continuity, Scorpion's entire thing was the reason why he was in MK3 because he found that one of the challengers was Sub-Zero, and that's why he originally didn't take place in Mortal Kombat 3. Well, at least that's why the original Mortal Kombat 3 didn't have him in there. It's like why Johnny Cage wasn't in Mortal Kombat 3 or 4. Was he in 3? I know he wasn't in 4, but there was a special reason for that too. That's because if you pay attention to like all the grave stages up until MK9, Johnny Cage's name is on one of those graves in every single one of them, and that is because he had died within each one of every single one of them. I think it was Motaro that killed him. Yeah, it was Motaro.
To escape the Netherrealm and resume his war on the Elder Gods.
You know what? I do think this, well, the part of the game we're in right now takes place, I think, maybe 1 or 2 years after MK9. Which it does make me feel bad because these guys stand no fucking chance. Also, this kind of does prove that Raiden kind of fucked up the timeline more than he did in the... Raiden fucked up more in this timeline than the original. Because during this point, the only person that was dead was Johnny Cage. And just like last game, we start with Johnny Cage.
Set her down nice and easy for me.
Don't I always?
If by always you mean not once. Major?
All right, you have the rendezvous coordinates, far into the forest. From there, we access the portal to Raiden's Sky Temple,
Where there's an angry former Elder God and his devils waiting for us.
Gods, portals, flying demons.
Blind guys with magic swords.
Speaking of which, where the hell was Kenshi during MK1? Not just in the past timeline, but in this one as well. Because I actually don't remember.
and we're not gonna let that happen.
Kenshi and I appreciate the
I do also know that Kenshi's apparently blind because Shang Tsung did something to him. In fact, I do know that in Armageddon he gains his sight. His ending in Armageddon has it so that, yeah, he gains his sight back, but just about everything else is fucked up. Well, it actually just enhances his senses. And here's where we get something completely new to this, to the Mortal Kombat series. Quick time events. Well, at least I think it is. Only thing is, this pisses off a whole lot of people. I, on the other hand, am not one of them. In fact, that's because it's really fun to do, and plus, it doesn't matter in the slightest. You could fail every single quick time event in this game, and all you'll just get is a different animation, which I do like that. My only question is, how the hell is Johnny standing up to Scorpion, able to stand up to Scorpion right now? Every other dead character, it makes perfect sense because they're revenants. In this case, this makes no fucking sense at all. Because Scorpion, if memory serves correct, is a specter. Although he is strong enough to like kill regular humans. Plus, I'm not gonna fuck up this one, but if you actually do fuck up this one, ow. You get this really fucked up scene where Scorpion and Scorpion both freeze and burn him at the exact same time.
The end is near. Getting a little ahead of yourself, aren't you?
And here's our first fight. Basically, there are a couple new things this time around compared to MK9. The exact same bar system you see at the bottom is the exact same. Executing X-rays is the exact same. But if you look above Johnny Cage's head there, you'll see A-list. That's one of his styles. He has a few others which I can't remember the exact names to. Styles can change your appearance and other things as well. And also new to this, you can also adding on from Injustice, you can also throw things into the stage. Injustice technically did it better in my opinion. In fact, certain things, you're gonna see a lot of things that come from Injustice. Like one of Reptile's variations is basically the same as Flash's special was in that game. And here's Johnny Cage's new X-ray, because X-rays are nowhere near the same as they were last time. Everyone is thankfully changed, which I do like for Johnny Cage because his was a counter, which made it really difficult to do for me.
Sonya, get out of there!
And here's all the proof I need to prove that Revenants are way weaker. Remember when Sub-Zero could freeze someone, they would stay frozen for quite some time? Except for when he was... Unless it was like somebody really, really strong. Like Goro and Kentaro pretty much broke out of that thing very fast. God, I hated that. I hated that fight in MK9.
Was unpleasantly cold.
Unfortunately, in this game, there's no tag battles, which storyboard I'm thankful for. I kind of wish there was, because me and my brother loved doing that in like the last game. Oh man, I thought that hit him. That would have been cool. Oh yeah, I think that in case you're wondering, because in the last game when we saw him as a Revenant the first time, he was in his cyber form. I think they actually do explain that by saying that Revenants can choose the form they take. I call bullshit on this, because why the hell does Cabal still decide to have all that stuff on it, still need the mask and everything?
someone got a shot of that.
Ah, crap. Also, certain buttons within the games have changed a bit. I would mention Johnny Cage's styles, but I don't exactly remember what they are currently. Oh god. That plus the other reason I had to do it because my original playing with this sucked so awfully I just couldn't have anyone sit through that. I couldn't even bear to watch myself. I'm doing a lot better now, and I hopefully will do a lot better as the game goes on. No, you don't. Oh yeah, that's right. Another thing, Johnny Cage's attack. You saw there my attack instead of being green was red. That's because whenever you're at really low, whenever you're at less than 10 or 20%, I believe, your health will change color. I mean, your attacks will change color when you're Johnny Cage. Oh man. All right, there we go.
Oh, should have worn mittens.
Oh yeah, and there actually is like some very funny dialogue that happens between I mean during battles.
You okay?
We fared better than the men.
Add him to the list of things Shinnok will answer for.
And here's one of the other thing that ticks off most people, and I'm included, and I agree with them wholeheartedly. Characters we see in story mode we don't get to play with. One of them being Fujin. In fact, after this after Johnny Cage's chapter, you don't see Fujin again for the entire game. What the hell happened to him? Do the comics explain that at all? I'm wondering, because I know there's a ton of stuff the comics does explain, which I'll explain that. I'll explain the stuff that the comics does explain when it comes up. Look out, dumbass. You know, shit like this, it still makes me wish that team battles was a thing in this game. Because this would have been cool to do.
Raiden, we must refortify the portal's defenses below.
No, Fujin. It is too late.
Damn. Well, that was pointless.
The mighty gods of Earthrealm. You befoul these hallowed grounds, Quan Chi. Be gone. Surely you are pleased to see your friends.
Strike. Why the hell is he preferring to Sindelis' friend?
I returned them to
Granted, in in the original Mortal Kombat timeline, Sindel was fucking awesome, but in this timeline, she murdered everybody. Speaking of which, Sindel is nowhere near as powerful as she was for two reasons. One is because she no longer has Shang Tsung inside her. Wait, let me rephrase that. His spirit's no longer with her. And another one because Revenant, which apparently is a weaker version of what the zombie she already was. Also, there's another thing that does take me off, but is understandable. You can tell who's playable and not playable due to their design. For example, Smoke you can tell isn't because of how he's dressed. He's dressed in his MK9 appearance. If characters have appearances don't change in the slightest, they're not playable, like Nightwolf. Though what does piss me off a bit is the fact that Smoke did later become playable in a cyber variation. which doesn't exist in this timeline. It does make me pissed off because with all the DLC they did, how come they didn't give us a second costume with the triborgs, where we got to play as those guys as their human selves? I'd be up for that.
Smoke. Smoke is dead. I am an Enra.
Damn. Another thing, why the if Revenants could choose their forms, why the hell did Jax not choose have his arms back?
The real Jax wouldn't punch his best friend.
Johnny Cage, killing you will be a pleasure.
Alright everybody, this is what I'm going to leave off for right now. I want to thank you all for stick with me for as long as you have. If you've been here since the beginning, and if you're new here, I'd like to welcome you to the first video you've ever seen. But we'll be back next, but I'll be back with more of Johnny Cage's story next time. This is A-Red, and I'll see you then.